Hey guys, it's Chaturanga here from front to end. So today what we are going to do is create a Hadoop cluster on top of some VPS. So as a starting point, I'll be using this guide from Linode. So I'll be putting this link in my description as well, so you guys can go through and check it. It's a very comprehensive and very good tutorials. So we'll be copying all these configurations from here, as well as we'll be adding some things as well. So in order to create a Hadoop cluster, we need to choose some VPS provider or server provider. So I'd be like today I'll be working with this service provider called Hetzner. It's a very good service provider. If I go to their website, Hetzner, so I have been using this one for around 1.5 years or maybe 2 years now. It's a very good service provider. So if you want dedicated servers, you can purchase, especially if you guys your budget is very limited, so you guys can go for the server auction as well. They will provide pretty powerful servers. If you want, let's say if I search for AMD servers with like 48 threads, at the moment you can buy this server for 92 euros. All right, that's it. So or otherwise you can go to this provider. Is Contabo. This one is also very reliable service, but these days they are kind of restarting their services here and there. So I initially used this one, but then I moved to Hetzner. And as well as DigitalOcean, you can use their free credit if you can't spend more, or you can use EC2 instances, or Linode. Of course, you can use Linode as well. These Linode guys are also providing a very good service. All right, so first we will create some servers. Here I'm in the Hetzner cloud, not in the dedicated server. So I'm in the Hetzner cloud. So I'll be like adding few servers. I will select the region Helsinki. That's okay. So I'll be working with Ubuntu. Then I'll choose what is my CPU type, is a shared one or dedicated one. Right now, so I'll be like demonstrating this one. So I'll be creating let's say shared one. So I'll be selecting this 3 AMD node. That would be enough for the moment. So I'll be creating let's say 4 of these servers, right? So then let me scroll it down. The special thing is you can use public IPs, but if you are not protecting your HDFS cluster, then the others, like some public parties, can see what is your cluster configuration and those things. So right now I'll be using private network. So this will allow me to communicate efficiently between the servers, as well as avoid others like hacking into my system. We'll be like dealing with this while going on. So the next thing is you will have to enable a private network. At the moment I have created a private network. If it is not, so you can select a network, you can create a private network there. So I'll be creating a new one. All right, so I'll be selecting this one. Then for the logins, if you guys provide a SSH key, that would be like it would be easier for you to log into the server. So here I'll be adding a SSH key. All right, so I've added my public key here. So you can add whatever your public key here, or otherwise you can just continue without a public key. So you just will have to like enter your username and password again and again if you are trying to re-log in. So right, so I will not be adding any volumes because right now I'm having 8 GB of SSD, so that's pretty much enough for our work here. So I will not be adding any firewall backups or any of these things. But the special thing, I'll be changing the server names, the host name, because this is very important. I'll be showing why it is important, but for now I'll be creating a master node. So this would be our master node of our HDFS cluster. So I will say it master. So I will I'll be mentioning others as node. So node 1, I'll copy this one, paste it here. So this will be node 2, this will be my node 3. All right, so our configurations are done. I'll say create and buy now. All right, now the servers are being created. It will take a couple of minutes, couple of seconds actually, not minutes. Yeah. All right, so node 2 is created, 3. All right, master and node 1. All right, all these are pretty much created right now. So you can see the public IPs are assigned here and as well as private IPs. So let me get my terminal. I'll be getting my terminal here and I'll be splitting this screen. All right, so okay, first let me log into the log into each server. All right, now I will be logging into the master node. All right, yes. All right, if I say htop, okay, you can see, all right, 3 virtual CPUs and as well as 4 gig of RAM. If I check the disk, I got, all right, pretty much of 80 GB. All right, let me log into the others as well. First I will log into node 1, root. The default user will be root here. All right, so I'll be saying yes. Okay, we have logged all to our servers. Let us do quick quick setups for these servers, because okay, let me first update these servers. I'll be using sudo apt update and upgrade. So let me run this upgrade for each of these servers. Now we can continue. For the for this setup, I'll be creating an root user. So I'll be creating this user called Hadoop. So let me create this user. So I'll be creating this user in all these 4 servers. I'll be putting password as password, right, for the time being. So okay, all things are correct. Yes, right, password, the things are okay. I'll be going to the next server. Right, yes, password, yep, yes, correct. Okay, so then I'll be adding this Hadoop user to the sudo group. All right, so I can do sudo things, I mean super user privileges I can use inside this Hadoop user. So right now I'm in the root node. So before going to the particular Hadoop user, I'll be installing Java for these 4 VPS, because this Hadoop runs on top of Java, right? To install Java, okay, all right, we are good to go. So I'll be sudo su -ja Hadoop. All right, I'm in Hadoop at my master. I'll be going to node 1, sudo su Hadoop. All right, now let's go to the master node. This is the place we are working most of the time, because here we'll be configuring our Hadoop cluster. We will download Hadoop here, and as well as we'll be configuring the Hadoop, and we will copying it into these other 3 servers. Before that, there are 2 things need to be done. The number 1 is if you open host file, now okay, we have this master pointed to the local, but from here we don't have any reference to this internal, these nodes. So we need to add this private IP into here, so we can SSH from here, we can use SSH at node 2, at node 1, something like that. So I have copied all these private IPs and as well as the server node name. So let me open this my text editor. So I just copied this and copied into this text editor. I'll be copying it and pasting it into the etc host file. So I just removed all these unnecessary things here, then I will be just pasting in. Right, go to the next one. The last one. All right, so let me go to the node master node, and I will be trying as ping node 1. Right, you can see like ping is working, so it's correctly updated. So if I go to the node 3, I'll say ping master. Yeah, I can communicate with master from here as well. So right, so I'll be going to the next step right now. Right, so we go to the master. At the moment we are in the home folder. So from here, let me close it bit. All right, so from here I'll be downloading Hadoop here. So let me execute this command. I just copy it, and I will be downloading Hadoop 3.1.2 here. Right, all right, now I'll be extracting it. Right, okay, now it is extracted here. I'll just rename it as Hadoop. All right, now we have Hadoop here. Adding this Hadoop into my class path, I'll be editing my profile, and let me add Hadoop into my class path. We're scrolling bit down. All right, then I'll be exiting from here. Then let me open my bash rc file, and I'll add it. I'll scroll it down, go to the insert mode, and I'll be inserting the Hadoop path here as well. All right, okay, then let me restart my profile and bash rc, reload them. Right, now we are good to go. All right, so one other thing we need to do, let's say if you right now, let's say if you ssh to node 1, let's say it will like ask some password from you. So without this asking without password, so we'll be configuring the master with other nodes, so master can log into the other nodes without providing a password. So for that I'll be like generating a public key from the master side. Right, okay, so then I'll copy that public key here. Before that I'll be going, okay, I'll be creating SSH folder. At the moment here we don't have any SSH folder, so I'll be creating SSH folder while I'm in the home folder. So I'll be creating SSH folder in each node, and then I'll be going to the node 1 again, and I'll be opening a file called master pub, whatever the name you can put there, that's okay. So I'll be doing it for the all 3 nodes. Then let me copy this public SSH IDRSA public to here and save it, paste it and save it. Then I'll be saying, okay, this master.pub into authorize, I'll be marking it as authorized key. Right, all right, so now if I do this one, SSH to node 1, voila, now right now we're in the node 1. Right, so if I exit, I would say, okay, node 3, yes, we need to add it. All right, now we are in node 3. So this is how you can just log into the from master node to the other node without providing a password. So I'll be exiting at the moment. Right, let me edit some configurations in our Hadoop folder. So first I'll be editing the Hadoop environment.sh file. All right, I'll be scrolling it bit down and insert this line at the end of the file. All right, I'll be saying, okay, this is our Java. All right, this is our Java path. All right, now we have added the Java path here. Then I will be like editing this core site XML file here. Here what we can do, let me go through this tutorial. So I'll be showing what is the configuration here. So we are at the moment here in the core XML file. So there we can say, okay, this is our master node. We can define our master node here. Basically this is our master node address. So for that I just edited this file, so I'll be putting this configuration here. Let me just delete these two lines and enter the insert mode. I'll be putting something like this. Here I'm saying the default value for the master node is master and 9000 port would be our master node port. Okay, I'll be write it down. All right, then I'll be editing the HDFS site XML file. All right, let me delete these 3 lines as well. Okay, what it does, let me open this. All right, so it will be like we'll be configuring the NameNode directory and as well as DataNode directory and as well as the number of replications. So we'll be basically copying this one into our configuration file. Okay, right, then right, I'll be editing this mapped site XML. Let me delete this line as well. Go to the insert mode. Let's see. All right, so here we'll be setting, okay, YARN as a job scheduler. So in a Hadoop cluster you have to say, okay, what would be the scheduler, the job scheduler. So here we'll be saying, okay, YARN is our job scheduler and we'll be adding these configuration files as well. All right, save it. Okay, then we have to configure YARN as well. It is in YARN site XML. I'll be configuring that, delete it and all these things. Right, all right, so here we will have to configure the host name of the master node. Right now let me just copy this down, but we'll not be using this public IP address. Instead of that we'll be using our private IP address. So let me paste it. All right, so let me find our private IP for master. Let's copy it, we'll be pasting it here. All right, we are good to go. Right, then we will be configuring the workers. If I go to our guideline, so we'll be configuring our nodes, our worker nodes here. So let me open the configuration again. Right, I'll be removing this localhost, so we can say what we have here is node 1 to node 3. I'll be keeping master side. If you want, you can add master here as well as a node, but for now I'll be saying it's only node 2 and node 3. Right, I'll be writing it down. Okay, so then we'll be going to the memory allocation. So if you guys go through this tutorial, it will say detailed instructions, how these memories are allocated into each node, so how the container resources are allocated. So for the time being, I'll be using the same configurations. This assume that we have only 2 GB of memory, but at the moment we are having 4 GB of memory for this particular configuration, but for the time's sake I'll be using the same configurations. Right, so let me edit this file. It's the on-site XML, we have edited it before, so I'll be splitting the screen so it would be easier for me. All right, All right, for that we'll be adding these memory configurations. So you guys can go to this tutorial. I'll be putting this link in the description. Go to this one and try to understand. Sorry, we just need to copy this one. I think we are in the yarn side. Yep. So you guys can go to this one and it will explain you, okay, what would be the proper configuration for your service. All right, let me insert this one into here. All right, then I will be editing this file as well. This is mapped site XML. So here we need to do the memory configuration here as well. Okay, let me copy the same configurations. All right, we are good to go for the moment. Okay, so then the last part, we need to duplicate the configuration files on each node. That means for the time being, all right, we are in the master node, so we need to populate Hadoop in our other nodes as well. Now the configuration is been done here, so I'll be copying all these Hadoop into the other nodes. So for that, the easiest thing we can do, we can just SCP into the other node. So I'll be starting with this. Right, first SCP into the node 1. Okay, it's copied. Now node 2. Yes, I want to add the node 2 here, then node 3. All right, then basically we can SSH into the nodes. Let's say node 1, then we can extract it and rename into the same structure as in the master, and then we can exit it. It will take a bit of time. All right, now node 1 is okay. Let's go to the node 2. We'll do the same. Go to the node 3. We'll do the same. All right, we are good to go. If I go to the node 1, I say less. Okay, Hadoop is there here. Okay, all right, we are good to go now. All right, so now we have just copied our copied Hadoop and as well as extracted them. Now right now here in the master node we have configured few configuration, right, based on these things. So we will have to just copy them over the other node as well. So let me copy this command. Right, I'll be okay, say node 2 and as well as node 3. Okay, so let me copy them over here, the other nodes. All right, now the configurations are being copied into the other servers. The next thing I just forgot to mention, if in the master node, you remember that we have copied our master node public IP into these nodes and then they make them authorized keys. But here as well you will have to do the same. You just will have to copy the master node public ID RSA. So let me show you. So here ID RSA pub, so you just copy it into the master pub, then you just have to add it to the authorized key. Otherwise it will be showing some errors when you are trying to start the HDFS cluster. So then the next thing is we have to format the HDFS cluster NameNode in the master itself. We will be running this one. All right, now the NameNode is ready, so we'll be starting it. All right, now NameNode is started on the master as well as the DataNode and the other servers. Okay, we can check. If we run JPS, it will show all the Java processes. Okay, NameNode and secondary NameNodes are there. If we go to the node 1, if I say JPS, all right, we have DataNode started there. That's fine. Here we have DataNode. Right, here also we have data nodes. If I put htop, we'll be seeing some Java processes there. Alright, that's so good. Htop, put in some htop. Also all here you can see some Java process there. Alright, now let us check the status of our cluster. Let's have some report. Okay, in the top of this report it will show configured capacity and the present capacity and the DFS storage. So what is the usage of it, and as well as what are the live nodes. At the moment we have 3 live nodes. Yes, node 1, node 3 and node 2 and node 3. So node 2, node 1, node 3. all right, all good. So all right, for the time being we have configured the HDFS cluster with YARN, but we didn't used anything here. So I'll be running some example from here, right? So we can check whether this is actually working or not. Right, so I'll be copying this command. I'll be creating a new directory in the HDFS cluster. All right, so then I'll be creating some directories inside that directory. So I'll be executing this one. So if I write if I execute something like this, HDFS DFS -ls, then you'll be seeing, all right, we have this books folder inside this HDFS cluster. Right, then right now, yes, I'm in the home folder, so I'll be getting these 3 text files, and then I'll put them into this books folder. All right, let me check the books folder. Okay, we have put all the text files there. That's good. Okay, so then here you can get the books, that particular text files from the HDFS cluster, the local again, or you can try those things. But before that, I'll be starting the YARN cluster and I'll test on that. So we have just started HDFS, and now we put some data onto the HDFS, and I'll be starting the YARN cluster. I'll be starting the YARN cluster now. Okay, all right. To also start the source manager, node manager. If I say JPS, yes, now we can see we have NameNode and secondary NameNode. These two are coming from the HDFS side, but right now we have a resource manager. Right? If I go to this other node, let's say node 1 JPS, yes, we have this NodeManager Java process running. That means YARN cluster is up and running. All right, we can check the YARN cluster as well. So if I check the YARN cluster nodes, it will show us what are the nodes in the YARN cluster. All right, here we have 3 nodes, right? Node 1, node 2 and node 3 all are running. That's all good. So we'll be submitting a map reduce job to YARN based on whatever the files we have uploaded into the HDFS. So just you can go through this instructions details so you can understand. So I'll be running this one. So let's see. Okay, job is submitted. All right, okay, it's still working. So map 0 reduce 0. Okay, map 100%. Now the job is mapped, but it's the reducing pace is running on. All right, okay, right, I think it's done. Right, so we can see the results here. So we just have put the results into the output folder. So we'll check it out. Yeah, results is there. So if I run the result file, we does it. All right, we have the word counts here. That's pretty good. So right now we just basically created a Hadoop cluster with YARN resource manager with 4 nodes instead of 3 nodes. So we have tweaked this tutorial a bit. If you guys interested, you can just go through this video and the tutorial and you guys can make it happen. So what would be our next step? So we'll be creating a Spark cluster on top of this. So we'll be installing Apache Spark and we'll be running Apache Spark on top of this Hadoop cluster. That would be our next step. All right, see you guys then.